Hello everyone, it is our first Let's Play of 2013, and the first video recorded in 2013. Welcome back. So, this is unlike anything I've ever done before, in that we're doing an RPG now. This is Super Hydlide. Alright, a little bit of history on this game before we jump right into it. This is the actually second sequel to the original Hydlide. The first sequel didn't even come out here. And this was originally on like the MSX, like the original game was, and got ported to Sega Genesis in '89. So it's actually an '80s Genesis game, though I don't think it got a US release till '90. But anyway, some of you might know the original Hydlide is a pretty bad game. It's just not that great and very confusing and just really poorly done. This game is a hell of a lot better. It introduces some new, more realistic elements, in that you have to like eat food every so often, and you got like a weight system, and it's a pretty cool game. I grew up with it. It's definitely not easy to get into. There's a lot of moments where you're kind of thinking, what the hell am I supposed to do next? But it's a really cool game, and we're just gonna go ahead and romp through it. Believe it or not, I'm actually the first one to ever do a Let's Play of this game, so it's slightly a big deal for me, you know? Because there are a few gameplay videos, including some really rather scathing reviews of people who really didn't get into the game. And I mean, if they don't like the game, that's fine, but I like it. It was something my dad played a lot, and I played a lot growing up, and we just really liked it. So there was the introduction sequence. Just get a little background on the game there. And then we'll jump right in. Music's really cool. One thing is the graphics actually aren't that great. They may not look so bad in that introduction, but once we get once we get going here, it's you'll see the graphics are not up to standards of the 16-bit era, even for their time. But yeah, pretty unique game. Can be frustrating. It definitely has flaws, but it's certainly a hell of a lot better than the original Hydlide. So, let's do it. So we gotta create a guy. Now, as part of an inside joke, I'm going to name him Slappa. Some of my viewers will definitely get that one. If you don't, that's okay. You really don't need to know. So, we got our four classes here. Warrior is basically your balanced guy. Thief is really unbalanced. He actually kind of sucks. The priest is weak but can use all the magic, and the monk is kind of like a warrior but can use the magic, so we're going to go with the monk. The thing that sucks about the monk is he's got really good stats, but his hit points suck, so I'm just going to keep re-rolling until I get a decent hit point value there. There we go, 14. Well, let's see if I can go a little higher. You can re-roll as many times as you need to. I won't fuck with it too much. Alright, so we've got our guy. There's all my other games from the past. I'm doing this on emulation. Sue me. Alright, well, as you can see, kind of looks like 16-bit vomit, but that's not too important. What's important is that we have a good game to unfold here. So first things first, you see this little like pool here. You can bring up your menu. Don't have any magic. See, you got money, and money actually weighs in this game, which is really weird. That's kind of a weird concept, but you go in your stats, just look at stuff, see how many hit points you need, or how many like experience points you have, all your stats. Pretty standard stuff, and you can change the game speed too. But what I'm going to do is exploit a little trick here. I'm going to go ahead and use the money here. Then if you duck down using B, you get that. And that gives you 30 free experience points, and that's really useful in leveling up, because you don't even have to leave the city to do much. So I'm just going to sit here and do this a few times. And I can use this to level up. You don't even lose the money either, which is cool. So you can do this as many times as you need to. I'm just going to do it so I can level up a couple times. Alright, so to level up, you have to actually go up to this dude in the town here. I think this is the only one in the game, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. And you got people, they just say stuff to you. Okay, let's level up. Alright, so I need to do it a couple more times to level up again. Not too bad. Not too actiony at the start here, but things will get tricky as soon as we leave this place. Alright, so that takes care of that. This is, the fact that I'm doing an RPG here leads for an interesting editing challenge, because I gotta be cautious on, you know, what I really need to forego as I'm doing this and what I should keep. I probably could cut away on some of this, but you at least get to hear the music and everything. I'll definitely be making some cuts here and there. Like, I'm not going to show myself grinding. I'll probably play the game a few times without recording any video at all, just to level up a few times. Because you want to over-level a little bit in this game, it helps. And just get money to get better stuff. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to keep doing this, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to the magic level up. Because, like with leveling up with levels, you can level up with, or rather you can learn spells. That's what I was getting at. So we can go in here and learn some spells. Antidote, and okay, I don't think I have enough for the next one. No. Alright. Well, good enough. So yeah, that's pretty much the first part. So now, an important thing we need to do now is go to the food store. See, this game has a kind of like a realistic eating system where you have to eat and sleep because you get tired, and fucking, I hate when the townspeople do that, they block the door. Okay, so I got $1,000, that's what you start off with. I'm just gonna buy a couple of rations here. That way I can eat. I should also probably get a weapon too, so I can fight some monsters outside. My weight's doing good. See, what you have is you have load capacity, that's how much you can carry in current weight, which is what I'm carrying right now. Pretty easy stuff. So let me go ahead and let's get a weapon. Just like a knife or something. I don't need anything too brutal and technical and melodic for right now. Okay. Yeah, knife will do. I don't really need to spend a lot of money. Alright, let me go ahead and equip my knife. See, my attack point went up slightly. Now, what I need to do now is get a whole shitload of money, which is actually really easy to get. So, let's venture outside. Oh my god, we're outside. Okay. So, on the main screen here we have enemies, and you can attack with the A, you can duck down. Ducking down comes in handy because projectiles don't hit you when you do that. They just pass right over you. So you notice there's a small variety of monsters here. You got the guys in the yellow, the guys in the green. They all just kind of look like stuff. The slimes and the yellow guys are what are considered bad monsters, because this game has kind of a strange morality system going on. There are monsters that won't attack you, and if you kill them it hurts your morality, and this comes into play way later in the game, but it's good to know it now so you don't accidentally kill good monsters. Okay, so if I duck down right here, got 10,000 smackers. Now I can pretty much do whatever the hell I want with that much money. Gives me a big help. Alright, so let's go back to town so I can get some more gear. Watch out for these guys. These cannibals are a little tricky at first. You'll outclass them pretty quickly, but at first they can be tricky just because they have a projectile and you have to get close to hit them. If you're not feeling too confident in your abilities, I guess you could get a ranged weapon instead. That way you can kind of fight fire with fire. So yeah, these guys just give you minor stuff, but get you some good cash at least. Yeah, the slimes are pretty harmless. I don't think they'll even hurt you that much. It's the cannibals you gotta worry about. Alright, move. Alright. Let's go back into town. And that I have 10,000 bucks, I can afford a little more stuff. So let's see, where am I sitting at right now? I got 2,060, so I can afford to maybe get some armor without going too over my thing there. I might want to level up a few more times, actually, now that I think about it. Leveling up really comes in handy in increasing that count. So let me go ahead and let's do this thing again, because this gives me more experience per use than any of the enemies do right now. It's a little cheesy, but it's helpful as hell. One thing we're going to want to get in a little bit is the money changer. That's definitely a really useful asset. It basically what it does is it converts your coins to be a little more economical. It'll like combine smaller coins into bigger ones, and then you can basically save on a bit of weight there. That's definitely good. Alrighty. See where I'm at now. I think I have just enough to level up one more time. Yes. Okay, so I need 800 now, so I think that's about as high as I'm gonna get for right now. So now let me check my weight. Okay, I can carry quite a bit more now. So let me go ahead and get some armor. One cool thing about the game is when you get armor, it changes your character's graphic. That doesn't really happen in a lot of RPGs. It's too bad the graphics aren't terribly spectacular. I don't know what the hell this guy's doing, but he's being annoying. The townspeople move atrociously slow, and if they get in your way, you can't go around them. It's so dickless. I hate it. Alrighty. Go ahead and get the leather mail. Let's see. How much money do I have? I still have a good amount of money. So that'll give me some good graphics, health. I could probably also get a helmet too, because the helmet's not too weighty, I think. The shield is a little more weighty. Yeah, you just gotta be careful about what you buy. Just always check your weight limit, because when you go over weight, your guy slows down like a lot, and it sucks. Yeah, see, that's only 1,000, so I can deal with that. There. So that takes care of that. And if you heard that noise, that's the sound of my guy eating. I'm gonna do this some more, but I'll cut it out so you don't have to watch me do it yet again. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm gonna go ahead and learn another spell, and then I think I'll be good. I'll just go ahead and start showing you around the world there. Okay, so that's time. A lot of these early spells you get are pretty useless. The later spells, especially the 6 that only the monk and the priest can learn, those are really useful. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a brief tour around the world here. I'll show you the things that you gotta do and places that need to go. The enemies do drop stuff in this game. It automatically goes into your inventory, and oftentimes you won't know it until it's too late. These cannibals like to drop clubs a lot, and the clubs are very heavy. So, if you start slowing down, check your inventory, you probably have a fucking stupid-ass club in there. Although the club at this early might actually be useful, because I can carry the club at least. Yeah, just don't want to attack the good monsters. They won't ever attack you unless you hit them first. This is actually our first objective right here, the Tower of Habel, as the game calls it. It's just a dungeon. We won't go in just yet. I want to level up a couple more times. Yep, I love the music in this game. For some reason, this song always reminds me of fucking Family Matters for some reason. It's some kind of connection I've had since a kid, and I don't really know why. It's someone described it as like a cheesy lounge 80s anime music, and I don't know, I kind of agree. It's very 80s. I mean, it is an 80s game. Okay, so as you saw, I just pushed that particular grave to go down, and this gives us access to a whole different city, which is actually another city we're going to need to be to. I like to go to this city before I go into the tower, even though you don't really need to be in that city until afterwards, but it's just so I can get some cool stuff in there. And then once I sleep in that city, then that city will be recognized by the warp spell, which comes into play much later. So I'll go ahead and I'll stay in that city once it gets dark here, because the time of day changes, and you just gotta be wary of it. Actually, what I should do is I should look for the money changer. So I'll spend some time looking for the money changer, and then when it gets dark out, we'll go ahead and we'll make a dash for town. So you don't want to be caught with your pants down at night, because your guy gets tired, and then you start not being able to hit anything, and then all the enemies can just kind of take cheap shots at you because you can't do anything. I mean, your guy gets tired. I mean, I can see that they're trying to go a bit of a realistic route, but it does get really frustrating sometimes. You gotta have patience. Now, I know the money changer's along the river. You have to forgive me. It's been a while since I've played through this and found all the stuff. Okay, you know what? I can go through here. This comes into play later in the game, but we'll use it for right now. Because as of right now, it just kind of warps us at random places. Including where the money changer is, and that's good. Oh, piss. Oh, fuck me. Alright, I'll go through all those again. Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot that one of those tiles just warps you again. So we'll go ahead and duck down on this. Let's open it by hand, there's no traps, and there it is, money changer. So now what we do is we just go in here, use it, and it changes all our coins over, and you might notice that your weight will go down every so often. Oh, I got a club. Oh, I have 2 clubs. The club's not that much better than knife, so I'll just stick with the knife. And throw these stupid-ass clubs away, because they're just weighing me down. You might notice my microphone volume's not up as loud. I decided to permanently lower it, because I've always had it at 50%, but I'm sticking with 35 just so it's not as distorted when I talk a bit louder. It also encourages me to talk louder in general while I do these Let's Plays, which I should be doing. Okay, it's evening time. Sun's getting ready to go down. Yeah, I've pretty much outclassed these enemies already. You might hear them like hitting me, but not actually doing any damage. Let me go ahead and check my MF. The MF is your morality factor. If you kill a good monster, that goes down by a huge amount. And, I mean, it does come into play later on, so you gotta be sure you never ever kill a good monster, even on accident. If they're ever blocking your way, I think you can just leave the screen for a while, and they'll disappear. I don't really like the good monster, bad monster system. I think that's one of the more arbitrary things in this game, but it was something new for the time, I guess. Back in '87 when this originally came out. Okay, so my guy just ate again, so I definitely want to get to town now, because if I stay out here without any food, my guy will just start to slowly die, and that's no good. Yep. Love this music, it's pretty baller. Alright, you might, every so often, when you start off, you might come to that grave and it won't move. Your character will say, I can't read these runes on it or something. And that means you gotta level up. Your intelligence isn't high enough and you have to level up. And that's just kind of how that works. Yeah, see, the townspeople will say stuff to you. Sometimes they won't say anything at all, and that's just that. That's just kind of the way the game works. So let's go ahead and let's go in the inn here. And what happens is I'll go to sleep, I'll get all my hit points back, and it will provide me with a 7 AM meal. So I don't have to worry about eating until it's 1 o'clock again. So since I'm in town, I'll go ahead and buy a couple more rations. And then I'll probably cut the video off and spend some time leveling up for a while. And then when we come back, we'll go ahead and we'll go into the tower, which is our next objective. Okay. So we got some rations. Let's go out and let's explore a few more areas, and then we'll go ahead and we'll stop the video here. Luckily, encoding the video will be pretty easy because this is a very, very low motion game, so I won't have to use nearly as much bitrate and or bandwidth rather. And it should be easier to upload. Now, I'll basically just do it in chunks because, I mean, it's not like a game with a linear progression with levels and everything. It's an RPG. So it's, I mean, it's gonna take me a while to kind of adjust to finding clever ways to edit videos and when I should start and stop videos because it's not what I'm used to. Pretty much every Let's Play I've done so far has had levels, so I can just cut it off right there. Or when the 10-minute limit mark was still in effect, I could just, you know, cut it off when 10 minutes was up. So this is different, but I wanted to do something different because my Let's Plays have been really saturated with first-person shooters and side-scrollers, so I wanted to revisit a lesser-known game that I'm personally fond of, but is pretty polarizing, especially due to the past of the game's franchise there, Hydlide. Because after this, there was Virtual Hydlide, and that was also a really super greasy, disgusting game for the Saturn, I think, and it just blew. This is probably the only good entry in the series. I don't know about Hydlide 2, though, but it was never brought to the United States, and I don't know if it has a translation or not. Plus, it's on the MSX. It's kind of clunky to get a hold of. Alright, just make sure I don't have any clubs in there. I'm just going to go ahead and get back to the starting town. I think I might upgrade some of my weapons and armor here. check my experience. Okay, I can level up again. I have 930 experience points. So let me go ahead and level up, and then I'll cut the video off, and then I'll spend some time grinding and getting some better gear, and then we'll go ahead and we'll head into the tower for next time. Alright, yay, I'm a bishop. Alright, so that takes care of that. I'm gonna go ahead and spend some time leveling up, and then we'll be back next time to go ahead and head into the Tower of Habel. Thanks for watching.